Assalamualaikum. My name is Nabila binti Azmi. I would like to present about my article review on the aesthetic of kitchen discussed by Gary Alan Fine. The article is discussed on the influence of aesthetic thought regarding to the creation of aesthetic object or things by the worker in the kitchen. As we know, the aesthetic itself means philosophy that deals with the nature of beauty and taste as well as philosophy of the art. Also, the aesthetic means to examine subjective and sensory emotional values, or sometimes called judgment of sentiment and taste. This article is very unique and understandable because the author was explained all the work clearly and focus on the main idea in every subtopic. This article also to examine an aesthetic thought that used by workers involved in everyday creation of aesthetic object, which means the author want to know is how is language is used to create a community standards in the kitchen. So we move to the next one, which is summary. First of all, the author was explained talking about food. As we know that there was 5 senses, which is touch, hear, see, smell and taste. In food context, it's more focused on smell and taste. A shared understanding about taste and smell poses a greater challenge to the audience because an object to be tasted must be consumed or must incorporate with the body. Next one is the problem about flavor. The author states that smell and taste are defined as secondary source and it is a lower sense than vision and hearing. Talk about food is decidedly constrained by the lack of vocabulary, but food can be compared to anything to help listener understand its sensory characteristic. For example, someone explained that the sauce looked like well hunted something. Third one is share cooking. Could not need to rely upon their personal judgment about the creation or production of dish, but can request advice from the co-workers. They learn from a compilation of judgment over the time. Next is talking about aesthetic theory. When com When coupled with collective discussion by the codes and their negotiation with each other, this image extends beyond the individual codes to influence others in kitchen and through occupational mobility may influence co-workers elsewhere. Besides that, the limits of culinary thought. The author was state that there were 3 characteristics that necessary for a fully developed artwork, which is the first one is social network, aesthetic theory, and the public legitimation. And last but not least, the author was state about the philosopher in the kitchen. The food is judged not merely as a technical product but also as an aesthetic, sensory one. The sense are experienced bodily. We read themselves of others through the action. This display can be generated verbally, gesturally, or behaviorally. Their improvisation and metaphors require to base aesthetic thought on shared experience. Next one is the significance of the study. There were 2 significant of study for this article, which is for business operator and academics. As for the business operator, it will help them to understand more about the culture in the kitchen and the theory about it. As for the academics, the article can contribute to have a better understanding and give the additional knowledge about the theory of the kitchen. So this is the last slide, which is for conclusion and critique. This article was so meaningful to the codes and it can improve skill of codes. But the article is so is quite confusing because the author was putting too much theory, and this article also complicated and hard to find because the author was not focused on the point that he want to explain. The situation in every subtopic that the authors state are not clearly mentioned, and also the literature is concentrate on the study and division but not on latest discovery. So that's all for me. Thank you.